Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Luna Ora, and I am the founder of the Sex Magic School of Isis and Lilith. I channel my information directly from the Sisters of the Temple of Isis and Lilith, which is a different dimension frequency that is connected to ours and in this time of our evolution, to bring specific codes and truth and information about what true sex magic is and the sacred union is. So I want to talk in this video about uniting Lilith and Eve, all right? The two main archetypes of the feminine, not the only ones, but the two main archetypes, which we have been kind of succumbed to since the dawn of the dark masculine energy and the reign of the dark wizards. So, all right, so let's discuss these two archetypes. We must all embrace both of them. All right, every woman has a Lilith and an Eve inside of us, all of us, and we have many more archetypes in between them. The feminine is endless in our expression and our shape and form, and this is why women love a lot of colors and a lot of different different to express ourselves differently. And the more feminine you are, the more expressions of that femininity you're gonna have. And you're going to need it because it's a part of us. It's what feeds us, right? The expression of our femininity is actually what feeds us back again. So we all must not just embrace both of our Lilith and Eve, but also bring to a union within us. This is something I work with in women in my initiation, my sex priestess initiation. It's very basic, but very important to do. When we do that, and when we connect through our womb to the mother again, to source. The mother is source itself. She and the divine feminine will rise again, and it will rise again through us because we are the expression of the mother. Us women, womb holders, we are that expression of divine truth and of sacred union. So we must first create that inner union inside ourselves, especially women. Because we've been, again, our consciousness has been so fragmented for so long because of the dark masculine. And this, of course, happened to men as well, but it's a little different for women. And today we're talking about the feminine fragmentation. So when the divine feminine rises, the divine feminine will inevitably rise as well with us. So this is our job and responsibility to be the leaders of this shift. Eve and Lilith have each other's energy and power also, okay? They're one. But the dark masculine who seek to control has made sure to separate them, to separate the sisterhood as well. This is another thing of the dark masculine world. Like you see a lot of women just, separated, not unified, not supporting each other. Because that way we all forget and we get further away from our power. When you have communities with very strong sisterhood and women who actually support and love and honor each other, these are the most powerful communities you're ever going to be in, because that's real power. Real sisterhood creates a portal of power. It creates a portal of love. It creates an invitation of love to everyone around them. It is magnificent. I would not want to live on this planet without my sisters, and I would not. You are number one for me, sisters. You know who you are. Okay. So that's why, you see a lot of cattiness between girls from a young age in our world. In our nature, we live and thrive together, supporting each other and raising each other up. There is no competition at all with divine feminine. Only the dark feminine, the shadow feminine, which I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said the dark feminine, because the dark feminine is actually a good form of the feminine. I'm talking about the shadow feminine, the unhealed, the trauma, the fragmented part, which was created naturally when, again, the dark masculine rose. So our shadow kind of rose with it to protect the feminine. And also because of the polarity, this naturally happened. So when the dark masculine rose, the shadow feminine had to rise in order to match that polarity. Adam is a symbol of the patriarchy. Lilith refused to be dominated She ran away and she was called a demon, a child killer. Religion has lied and twisted the image of her, the idea and story of Lilith, because religion is the main weapon that the dark masculine has been using, along with other weapons such as food, sex, destruction of the imagination, and so much more. Although Lilith has often been depicted as a demon with dark traits, this is not the true representation, and she was only turned away from paradise according to the Hebrew, stories. As she stood firm in her belief in equality, refusing to be submissive and offer her body as a sexual gift to Adam solely for his pleasure. To replace Lilith, Adam was given Eve, who was willing to obey him, and unlike Lilith, she was subservient and played the role of a dutiful wife. So we can see how these stories, which is, again, these are stories meant to program the subconscious mind of humanity, and we can see how they worked wonderfully for generations and eons in doing so. This is why, again, I use a lot of stories in my teachings, because this is the way that the truth actually sips better into the subconscious mind of humanity, through stories. Religion has used this power of stories since day one, and looked how they have programmed the whole just waves and generations of people. Okay. Lilith is a fine inspirational example of a female that seeks to be treated fairly and is not afraid to stand up for what she believes in, even if it means she's cast out and isolated. Her mission is to promote equality, fairness, courage, and most of all, liberation from the patriarchy at any cost, both to align with her own morals and sanity, as well as the evolution of all living beings. So Lilith was cast away from the Garden of Eden, and her presence makes us aware of the wounds that we have previously received due to the rejection, the abandonment, and the neglect. And so that we understand that when someone turns us away, it is not a reflection of who we are as a person. This is also the power of the story of Lilith. Often this happens because the person who turns us away feels emotionally uncomfortable in some way, or we have challenged them to open up and accept that not everyone is going to conform to whatever their expectations are. So Lilith gives us power. She gives us real power. She gives us freedom. She gives us authenticity in our feminine essence. So again, she was punished and rejected just because she was authentic to who she is, to herself. And her influence over these matters inspire us to just, again, be who we are and let go of the expectations that society has put on us, all right, through generations and generations, where Lilith does not accept the cruelty, although ironically she's been called a demonic being and a child killer and a child eater, while the demons that have demonized her, that's what they're actually doing. They're eating children, they're destroying, they're raping, they're destroying everything that is sacred about humanity, and using her image, distorted image, right, to gain even more power over people. So embracing our Lilith is really embracing authentic freedom and authentic power, not just for women, but for men as well. Because a real man, a real divine man, is not like Adam. A real divine man in his power wants a woman to be in her power. He craves her power because her power frees him as well, and he knows that. So I hope this helped. I hope that you find your own unique way, because every woman is her own world and her own wombniverse, to express and to connect with your own Eve and Lilith, because they're both important, and find your way to unite them both, so that you can also express all the other expressions of your divine feminine, now and forever, for the world to enjoy your pure, authentic power and self. and beauty and sexuality and pleasure and yumminess. Okay. I love you, sisters. I am a priestess of the temple. I am a servant of the mother. And I pray for the awakening of men and women on planet Earth. Thank you.